Hi, and welcome to EDG Safety Series. Today is entitled Being Prepared. Now, we're at Underground Atlanta at the famous Peach Drop, and this is like any other production that you're going to be in company with across the country. Now, we're going to be outdoors. There's going to be some indoors. What we're going to try to talk about today is having a plan. Things happen because when you're on location, you're in an uncontrolled atmosphere, which means, again, anything can happen. Things will drop, things will break, lights will go off, sound will stop operating. We have different types of weather. It's cold, it's sunny, it's hot, it's freezing, it's icy. Anything can happen. Now what you need to do is you need to have a plan and, of course, a backup plan. And these are some of the things we're going to talk about so that you make sure that EDG and EDG's clients are world class as far as being able to produce productions. So we'll get started right away with being prepared.
Be prepared to keep your production running while minimizing issues and enhancing safety. Being prepared is all about minimizing problems before they happen. And how do we minimize issues? Clients are smart people and know when the power fails it's probably not our fault. But we should do everything possible to get the show back on track quickly. In other words, such events should be seen as EDG saved the day. Never make or give an excuse to the client when their production goes badly. Our clients pay us to get it right the first time. We have no second chances in our business. Once the show is over, our clients should never hear excuses from us. They should instead be praising us for being overly prepared and keeping the show running in spite of everything that went on around us to keep the show from happening. It is our job to minimize the impact from most anything and keep the production on track. As experts in the production field, we have seen and learned from years of experience. From this experience, we can better minimize surprises at the show sites. This experience in planning for backups, issues, wind, rain, etc. is what helps make EDG a world-class production company. The first question you will have to ask yourself: is it really that important, and is it critical to the success of the production? If it's not critical and you don't have the time to resolve it, then block around it and move on. Never get caught up in a single issue that jeopardizes the entire production. Stay focused on the show and make it happen. You're only as good as your last show. Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong, and at the worst possible time, in the worst possible way. So how do we resolve potential problems? Don't make unnecessary, complicated assumptions. Meaning, most of the time, the simplest answer is often the correct answer. Don't overthink the problem. Train and learn as much as you can in life so problems can be quickly diagnosed and resolved when under the gun. Problem-solving skills needs to be tested daily. Stay focused and pay very close attention to detail. This will prevent damages requiring additional labor costs, materials, and aggravation. Loading and unloading the truck properly will prevent items from being damaged. Before moving the truck, always double-check it to be sure everything is strapped down properly. First impressions, reputation, and word of mouth are so very important. And by staying focused and paying attention to detail, we will continue to hold on to our hard-earned reputation as a leader in our industry. In entertainment audiovisual, redundancy is the duplication of critical components of a system with the intention of increasing reliability of the system, usually in the case of a backup or failsafe. An example of our prepared direction is our audio consoles. They have two power supplies, and it automatically switches over if one goes bad. You can create redundancy in many ways by preparing properly and in advance for the production. Simply bringing spare gear to the site is not enough. The spare equipment must be in place, tested, and ready to go. These acts of being prepared will tremendously lower the probability of total system failure. Stopping a live show in the middle of the production is one of the most fearful moments of any producer. This is rare, and there are no excuses for this to happen. It is also pertinent that you are prepared for any type of weather. To properly prepare yourself for each weather, You should expect that each day on that show site, it will rain a lot. It will be windy, and there will be tornado warnings. There will be lightning cracking over your head. Sparks will fly from lightning strikes. The venue will flood. The roof will leak a lot. It will be very cold with lots of ice to slip on, and your feet will be wet most of the day. If this doesn't happen, consider yourself lucky for the day. Therefore, you must always be prepared for any weather situation. Now let's go over some overall preparedness that applies to audio, lighting, and video. Check consoles when they return from a previous job. Find the problems in the shop and not at the next show. Have spare consoles at the show sites ready to go, checked and in place, not sitting in the case in the truck. Have battery backups on the consoles. Never allow guests in the booths. Leave clean cable paths in case of issues. Keep cam locks off the ground when outside. A flashlight should be left at the console at all times. Make sure there is easy access to the back of the racks and consoles. Create an area so guests are not walking on cables or chairs against the booth. Do not create trip hazards with cables. Know where your circuit breakers are located and make sure the panel is unlocked. Having to wait for maintenance in the middle of the show to unlock it is a disaster. Have radios at console and backstage areas. Do not rely on cell phones. Keep a hairdryer handy at all times to dry out damp equipment. Cover consoles from the sun when not in use with solar blankets. Keep all air filters clean so cooling fans can operate at peak efficiency. Protect all gear from water by having tarps and plastic sheeting on standby. Let's go over some specifics on audio preparedness. Know the local sound restrictions and ordinances. Make sure you have spare microphones in place and ready to hand off. Use the proper microphone for the job to avoid feedback. Have hard wire mics on standby at the stage. Keep 2 mics on the podium. Only use fresh batteries at the start of each show. Use the power amp so if one goes out, the other still runs. Air condition amps at outdoor events with spot coolers. Keep speakers and equipment out of the rain and water. Always stack speakers on wooden runners and never set directly on the ground or stage in case of flooding. Mute mics during fireworks. Here are a few important things to remember for lighting preparedness. Always nest cable paths. Keep spare lamps on hand. Make sure every fixture has safety cables. Do not suffocate dimmer racks. They must have air circulating around them to stay cool. Now let's go over some specifics on video preparedness. Make sure you know when the sun is setting. You have to be able to see the video. Make sure the screens are secure for winds. They are huge sails. Be sure to bring plenty of humbuckers and group loop isolators. Double stack projectors as needed. Have spare bulbs available. Bring spare cables and cable repair kits. Wardrobe preparedness. It is our job to be in the background and unseen. You should dress accordingly. Dark colors, professional look, and clean. An entertainment design group shirt and jacket. Black shorts or pants for outdoor events. Nice dress khaki pants are always perfect. Black shoes must be worn. Tennis shoes are fine if they are all black. Belt to hold radios and tool belt. Have a spare set of clothing and shoes for outdoor events. Have cold weather gear available as needed.